guys, welcome to It's Possible. This is where we host young people who share their stories, and we trust these stories will go out and make a great impact in our society. I'm your host, Dan Kyama. Karibuni sana. And today I'm joined by our guest. I'll allow her to introduce herself to us.
Praise God, people. My name is Maureen, Musyimi. I'm born again. I love Christ. Yeah, I'm grateful to be here.
Karibu sana, Maureen.
Thank you.
I'm thinking maybe you can tell us about your upbringing, your childhood. Yes.
About my childhood, my upbringing. Mimi nimezaliwa Karaba, Mwea. And my upbringing was not that good. First of all, I don't come from a very, 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 very rich background, you know. I come from, my background hasn't been that good, if I may say. I've struggled a little, you see. Yes, I've struggled, if I may say. Our family isn't that rich, but I thank God for His grace. At least I'm here. I've grown at challenges as school fees. You know, when I'm in school, because you know now, wazazi kama wanaishi ushago, they don't have permanent jobs. They just depend on shamba, anything that will come there out of there. Waipeleke soko and get money for school. So I can say my upbringing was not that good in terms of, did you have everything you needed to have as a child? I didn't have everything I needed, but God's grace was sufficient. I can say my parents did their very best. Yes. In terms of, did I have everything? I didn't have everything that I needed. And but one thing I'm grateful to God is I come from a godly family. My dad is a pastor. I thank God for allowing me come out of that kind of a family. You know, I always tell people that out of the so many things young people pray for, if God gives you a gift of being born in a family that knows God, you have it all. That is the greatest gift God gave me. I may not have grown with a lot of things, with a lot of money, everything that I needed, but I grew with God. At least one thing I can say, my parents gave me God. Yes.
Wow. So are there any maybe specific instances you can maybe cite out of your story? You have mentioned about struggling with school fees.
Yeah,
I'm sure there are other people that could be maybe facing the same, who have grown in the same environment. So what kept you going within those instances in a specific area where you feel, hey,
what kept me moving is the kind of faith I had in God. You know, one thing I was sure about is anything that God starts, He's going to take it up to the very end. That is one thing I was very sure about. As much as I was struggling in school fees, I knew God cannot give up on me. I knew by whatever means God will provide. God will use ways to provide. Yes. Yeah.
So how was it? Now, how did you go through high school?
I went through high school. Like... What to be specific? My journey in high school. My journey in high school was very interesting actually. I can see that was my making. You know, being in my high school life, that is where God made me. That is when God made me, let me say. I was not a bad student in high school. I was a calm student. I was a godly student. I was the CU cheerleader. I was the school captain. So my high school life was good. God used to favor me so much when I was in high school. Funny enough, I used to come from a family that didn't have much. Lakini sijawahi fukuzwa. Teachers used to love me so much.
You were the head girl?
I was the head girl. I was the CU cheerleader. Yeah, before nifike head girl nilikuwa class prefect.
Yeah.
Teachers used to love me very, very, very much. Sometimes nikitumwa home, I'm just like, now. I used to have a deputy who was born again. She's called Miss Moniki.
Yeah.
Now, anytime I'm sent home, I go to her office. Now, you know, I'm supposed... Actually, she's the one, alikuwa anakuja na papers, anaita watu wanafaa kwenda home.
Yeah.
She didn't used to read my name. I know I have not paid. After that, she would call me, Maureen, come to my office. Then nikienda kwa office yake, she's like, Maureen, you've not paid school fees, but I'll talk to your dad. That is what she used to say.
Wow.
So one thing I can always encourage young people, as long as you have faith in God, He will never let you down. He will never let you down. Money cannot be the reason you quit school. It cannot be. As long as God is with you, money cannot be the reason. You cannot quit because of money. Yes.
Talking of high school, you are the head girl, the CU chair. You must have participated in a lot of activities.
Yes, yes. I was a busy student in high school. I was very busy actually. Yeah.
So kukutana na boys schools, boyfriend, girlfriend.
We used to meet. Tulikuwa tunakutana na boys na so many of them. But I was that kind of very strict girl. Everybody knew actually not. You don't have to talk about boyfriends not close to me. And people would like, "Ai, bana songea hivyo Maureen. Songea Musyimi asisikie hiyo story." Yeah, I didn't used to have a boyfriend or those things. I would just feel like I just want to focus on my studies because I know where I come from. So if I don't succeed in a where will I go? So that used to be me. Unaona ukikuja kucheza huku, who will help you? Utaenda wapi? That used to be me in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You finished high school.
Yes.
So how was it? Was there a period ya kungoja results and
like KCSE? Obviously, msi ana tense. Unapata ume tense, but one thing I was like, nikitoka high school, nilikuwa like, I have poured my very best in this school. Yeah. So no matter what I get, I'll never repeat. That was me. I can never go back to high school. That was me. I have given it my all best. Yeah.
So what did you pursue? What did you do after high school now?
What I did after high school, What I did after high school, niliitwa Technical University of Kenya to do public health. Kwa naenda kufanya public health. So, nikaenda nikafanya public health first year, second year. I did first year na second year. Third year.
Yeah.
So, nikaanza kusikia like, I think this thing is not meant for me.
That's Nairobi now.
Yeah, that's Technical University of Kenya. Hapa tu.
Yes. This is your first time in Nairobi or you have...
My first time in campus, bana. My first time. Mpaka niliibiwa simu mpya. So, na hiyo simu nilikuwa nimenunua na pesa. Nimechanganya babangu alikuwa amenipea. Ile unaitishanga huyu, unaitisha huyu. Nikaibiwa, nikakaa bila simu. So, yes, that was my first campus life, let me say. Nilienda Technical University of Kenya and life was challenging there. Life was not easy. Life was not easy. It was hard. It was very hard. So, I was struggling. Unajua campus life si rahisi. It's never an easy life. Nakumbuka nilikuwa nakaa kwa nyumba tu, unaweka tu mattress peke yake na gas. Mpaka siku moja nikakuwa mgonjwa kifua because hata sikuwa napika na gas. Uko na shida nilikuwa napika na stove. Unajua hiyo smoke ya stove.
This Nairobi. Hey,
Nairobi tu. So, ninapika na hiyo stove mpaka it got to a point it affected me. Nikaanza kuwa na shida ya chest. So I called my mom and told her, you know, nimekuwa affected na this and this, and she told me. My mom alikuwa na gas ushago. Akaniambia, si ukuje, nitatuma mtu akuletee gas iko huku because I don't use it. Akulete huko Nairobi because I think aliona hiyo ni pesa mingi kunitumia ni buy nini? Gas. Afadhali hata atume ninunue nilipe rent. So my mama akatuma mtu akaniletea hiyo gas. Yeah. And life was not easy. Maisha ikukuwa rahisi. I struggled first year, I struggled second year. But I worked very hard. So that year nikaanza kuona I think napenda public health, but I think I could do better na kitu inakaa medicine, like aviation medicine. I started having interest in aviation medicine actually. Nikifanya public health. And I remember I had a classmate back in high school mwenye tulimit hapo nje ya Tuk. Alikuwa aviation. Actually she was a cabin crew, and oh my goodness, her life was like, mimi naona life yake iko poa, mimi na struggle. She's called Gilda. So I asked Gilda, where have you been? Ulisomea wapi and what are you up to? And she told me about aviation. She's been to aviation, blah blah, and she likes it. And me, I was like, not because I don't want to do cabin crew. Honestly, I don't think that is part of me. But because I love things to do with aviation, maybe I can try, because I love aviation things. So when she told me that, I started thinking about aviation med. Now that I'm doing public health, if I can link the two, at least inakuwa rahisi. Nikifanya aviation medicine, na hii Tuk, at least nitakuwa poa. So I went talked to my dad. My dad mwenye tu ana pesa, nimempelekea badi nyingine.
Kufanya kozi nyingine sasa.
Nikamwambia nao, dad, mimi nimependa hiyo. Dad, unajua wasa wakisomea aviation vile wanatokanga wanapata job haraka. Ako like, why can't you just finish one thing and that's itakuwa sawa? Nikamwambia no dad, I think niko na interest na aviation. Kama naenda hapo nifanye aviation med. Aviation med, that is AMREF. Aviation med, maybe usome na AMREF and get the flying doctors. Ufanye na AMREF. Nikamwambia I feel like naweza nifanye kitu na AMREF because niko kwa field ya med. That will be better. And she told me now, but you told me now, but you know we don't have money. Nikamwambia God will provide. And then my dad is this kind of a person. He gave all, you see those kind of parents who give their best to their children. He's that kind of a father. He's given me his best of best, if I may say. He doesn't have money, but what he has given me, even rich fathers can give their kids. That is one thing I'm sure about. So I told him about it, and he was like, niko na tu plot twangu tuko nato, naweza uza moja, uingie link na hii nyingine. And he did that. Akauza ka plot, sijui ilitoka 150. Ama ilitoka how much? Mimi nikaenda actually nakumbuka hiyo siku nikaenda Wilson, huyo msichana akanionyesha, nikatafutana na huko AMREF. And I started nikafanya aviation med, part of aviation med, na nikapewa certificate. And now nikaambiwa for you to work na hiyo certificate you have to be a cabin crew. Yani ni vizuri ukiwa crew, ukiwa trained hiyo med, unaelewa? So nikaenda kwa class ya cabin crew tena. Na unajua huko bado. So I had to link aviation med na Tuk. Na sasa I want to become a cabin. Nataka kusomea cabin crew tena. Because if I don't get a job kama a flying doctor, naweza pata job kama cabin crew, and at the same time I will have more nini, because nimekuwa linked na kitu kama aviation medicine. So I went back to class again. Kufanya cabin crew, of which cabin crew doesn't take long, even 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, depending on how fast you are. So I did cabin crew, nikamaliza very fast. Nikapatiwa pia certificate ya aviation med. Nikakuwa nimefanya cabin crew na niko na hiyo aviation med. Sasa nikaona at least maisha yangu maybe imeanza funguka. I got a job. Nikaanza kupata job. Nikapata job na another company at Wilson. And I started working slowly. So I started saving. Nikaanza kusave kidogo tu. Nikiwa tu kwa safari ya kusave, nikakuwa na interest na kukuwa pilot. You know now when you meet pilots, like you feel like, guys, how do you just do this thing, honestly? How do you just do this? You know, I used to have that thing. I just love captains. I admire them. I did cabin crew, but that was not my thing. I would say, no, I don't like these things. You kukua cabin crew, kwa ndege tu umetembea, I don't like it. It's not in me. You know, like it's not in me. But let me just do it because napenda hizi vitu. In case nitapata job kama cabin crew, maybe nita apply aviation med kidogo. So I thank God I did get a job kama cabin crew. Because ningepata cabin crew, I would not have a chance to study piloting. Yeah. That's true. So I started having interest na pilots. I love Irene, Captain Irene Koki. Yeah. So Irene used to be one of those people I would look up to. I'll be like, yeah. So sometimes I remember there was a day nilifly and then I would be like, I don't know whether it was Irene alikuwa na to fly or anything, but I remember nikuwa nimepanda kwa hiyo ndege, I said something like you want to me, huyu ni mtu alizaliwa na mtu anaendesha hii ndege. That was my question actually. Yani my whole trip nilikuwa tunawaza, I'm just thinking, I'm like, how is this even possible? How do you do this? And then I started having a lot of interest in flying. Nikaanza ku admire Irene so much. I would just want to see her flying and see her talking. I'll be like, oh my goodness, this woman. She's just a woman. How does she do this? How do you do this? How do you just do this? So nikakuwa a lot of interest. I had saved pesa kidogo. Nikaanza save. Actually, I would not use my money on vitu mingi because I knew what I wanted, so I had to save because nilikuwa nataka kuwa pilot. But then my dad ajui kama nataka kuwa pilot. Everybody is just like, Maureen bana. Hai. Nikaambia my dad, now I want to be a pilot. You know, like the way parents would be like, now umesoma sana badala ufanye kazi utafute pesa. Now all these things, why are you doing them? So but at least my dad would see I'm earning a little bit of money, so anaku encouraged. At least ana earn. So nikamwambia me, dad, I want to be a pilot. If hata kama utanipea pesa, maybe pray for me. I want to be a pilot. I just want to go and start. I don't know, taking a pilot cause expensive. Very expensive. But I had to do it with faith. So nikaenda apply class ya kwanza. I started my PPL. Nika apply nianze PPL yangu ground class. Na flying how as a PPL. What happens in piloting? We have PPL. We start with something called tunaanza na kitu inaitwa ground class. Ground class ni ule unasomea chini mambo ya ndege ukuwa kwa class, like you're not flying. Unatumia tu a simulator to learn how to fly. So unafanya hiyo, na hiyo ground class inaitwa PPL, lakini iko na ground class. Like, PPL inaitwa private license ya kufly. You see, you either do commercial or private license. But then you have to start with private license for you to do commercial. You can't jump uende kwa commercial if you've not done private license. You've got to start chini kabisa. And private is also very expensive, actually very, very expensive. So hakuna kitu rahisi in aviation, if I may say. They are also expensive. So I started my course na faith. Nikafanya ground class, nikafika mwisho, nikaanza kulemewa.
This time you are still going to technical university, or you are done with technical university?
I'm done. So hapa niko aviation sasa. Nikafika place ikaanza yani kukaenda tu mrama. Nikaacha kwenda mpaka class, anything. There's no money, there's nothing, but I pushed because I knew that is what I wanted. I remember hata hiyo time nilifanya hiyo pilot, I was taking that PPL. And you know, friends would just ask you like, are you sure unafanya pilot? But you don't want to be so, you know, people just wonder, how do you take that course? Like, when we look at how do you manage to do. So I did that course, na mwisho katikati kavunjika, unaniget, because I didn't have money. And now people started talking. I used to have very close friends. Hey, one of my friends came and told me one day, you know, I was just talking to someone and she told me, you pretend to be a pilot, you're not a pilot. And there were people that were very close, actually. People that you can trust. Unaona wale watu na trustingi. These people, I can even tell them something, maybe. They're just good, godly people. Someone came and told me that, and I was like, You know, there's no way I can defend myself. I don't know what to say. I also don't think I don't know what to say. So I had to keep quiet because those were my hard moments. I didn't have money and I had to stop going to class because of money, a few things. Nikaacha, and people, oh my goodness, people talk. Hey, I went through a very hard moment. Me, what I tell people, when you're pursuing dreams, you go through a lot. That is what I tell people. You will have to go through a lot. Me, I went through a lot. I got even to a point, one of my friends told me, you know, mpaka huyo rafiki yangu akaniambia, no, kuna friends walikuwa na discuss wanasema mpaka sijui wengine lazima wakuje watafute wajue kama kweli unasomeanga aviation. I don't know whether because they would love me because I was in aviation or what was happening, you know. Time yako ikifika ya kukutana na vitu in your journey, the ministry ama career, it will come. But that pissed me off. By the way, it pissed me off. Ikanivunja moyo. Like, I will never pursue this course again. Now what is happening? Like, everybody is discouraging me. People are saying I lie, I do this course.
Yeah.
And actually, nobody knew. I had not told anyone, but I think the closest, if you ukikuja close to me, I'll have to open up my life to you. The closer ones that knew about it, they discouraged me. But I didn't give up. Nikakaa bila kwenda shule, bila kufly, until it got to a point God opened ways. I went back to class and I got my license. So, got my license and I was like, at least nika breathe. At least sasa I've got my own license. I went back to flying. Sasa the only thing I'm looking forward to is to do so many hours. Nifikishe so many hours at least. Nione if I can. Because hours matter. In piloting, it is hours that matter. Hata ukikuwa captain, bado ukiwork, hours matter. Those people, if they want to employ you, they have to go through your hours. How many hours have you flied? That is what matters. So, yeah, that is what I would say. My career journey hasn't been easy. It's been very hard. It's been very hard.
That's powerful altogether. So apart from now being in school aviation and flying, is anything else that you do? Apart from your career?
Yeah, I do music. I don't like kusema ni kama unafanya kama job, you know? People will be like, yeah, I do music, but I do it as a ministry.
Yeah.
Actually, of all the things I do in my life, it is my ministry that takes priorities. I can miss a flight to attend to a ministry thing. Yeah.
So how did you begin
my music journey?
Yes.
Kuimba. Me nikigrow up, I didn't know I can record. Let me just be sincere. I didn't know.
Unaweza kuwa mwimbaji.
Hapana.
Wa kutoa nyimbo.
I didn't know that. But one thing I know, I used to have burning passion for music. Oh my goodness. I used to love music. Ile hata kigosho mimi nilikuwa mtu ule. Huko ushago, si unajua ushago na drums bana. Nilikuwa napenda kulead sana, but sikuwa najua I can do music or anything.
Yeah.
But I used to know I love music. I love music with passion. Yeah.
So how did you discover now you can?
I discovered I can sing. I think a friend of mine, alinishanura tu, a very small friend of mine. Me by then actually nikiwa high school. That girl, she's called Jane Joy. She's my friend. We've grown together actually. But yeye ukapata walikuwa wanakaa in town, wakatoka wakakuja kukaa Ushago, but around the village. So her mom and my mom walikuwa close. So anytime nikitoka shule, she would just tell me, na niko na song, I have a song and I would want to record it. I would be like, okay, what are you talking about? You recording a song? I didn't know whether God was using that girl as an instrument to send a message to me. She has never recorded any song up to date, but God was using her to tell me something about music. Because she'd be like, minta record hii nyimbo. Anaimba ninasikia. And then she'd sing nasikia. I'll be like, wait first and unajua kushago those vocals you don't understand atunanga hizo vocals unaimba tu vile watu wanaimba ni wewe bwana like that so nikaanza kukua na passion nikiimba ninaanza kusikia voice yangu ina change like I'm playing around with my voice and it's coming out very well so that's when I knew when she said that I also said one day I'll record my music.
Wow. So how has it been the journey now in the music industry? Well, you have recorded how many songs right now?
How many songs? Are they 5? 4. Are they 4?
4 or 5?
4. I think
okay.
Ni 4. Yenye na release on Saturday itakuwa 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how has it been, that journey?
It has not been easy. It has its own challenges. It's not been easy. Iko na challenges yake sana. Music has got its own challenges. Yeah, especially if you are a recording musician, you do a music and it has it has its own challenges. Your music push, it's not an easy thing. But I always tell people, if you have the calling and you have the grace, you don't have to mind about how music will move, how your music will go. Because those are the kind of things that will stress you to a point that you cannot serve your purpose and assignment in a way that God wants you to do. I always tell people, what if I, Maureen, nilitiwa ku reach less than 100 people? And I'm here crying to get so many views of 1 million, so to get people following me. What if my assignment is to touch a few souls? What about that? What if God never called me to touch everybody all over the world? Maybe God called me to touch a few people in Kenya or somewhere. You know, how music goes should be none of your business. Nugget. Your most important nini should be, am I doing my assignment the right way? Am I doing it faithfully? Am I touching souls the way God wants me to touch? The rest, God deal with it. Yeah.
And what would be a word to maybe somebody who's out there and they're thinking of doing the same? They are passionate about music. They know they are gifted in that area and they desire to pursue that life.
Music.
Yeah.
If you desire to do music, just go for it. Go for it. Go for it. You don't need backup. You don't need a lot of things. Just go for it. Yeah. You want to do music? Go for it. You don't need anything. You don't need anything. Start anywhere. I always even tell people, these people when you anaenda the recording musicians or a few, if you love music, you know there are people who just will say they love music. But if you go to their church, they don't even sing. Unani get? Like I want to do my own music, yet praise and worship team is struggling. So praise and worship in a struggle. Sometimes inaweza kuwa hata struggle, but that is a platform that God has given you. You can grow through praise and worship, but you don't want to sing. You're just waiting to do music. Do you push iende? That is a platform to serve your purpose. So just start there. Start there. I always tell people, like, there's one thing I've learned with this girl called she's an upcoming musician. She sang, why am I forgetting her name? That girl, her first hit song, ilichukuliwa through worship. She was leading worship. She was in church. And alikuwa tu ana lead kawaida. You just doing music, worship kawaida at the worship team. And the song, ikaenda kabisa. Ikaenda.
That's how it began.
That's how it began. If that girl would have waited to get platforms kubwa, hide a record, ndo atoe video, ati ndo ende mbali, it not have worked. God just saw the faithfulness of that girl. That I planted you in that church and you've been faithful. I can take you anywhere. Yes. The problem is that we want to hit, we want to go very far. But the platforms God has given us, we're not using them. Yes. If you are a musician, you want to sing, if you feel with that burden, start it where you are. You see that church, start it there. That small church, start it there.
Okay, let me come back to your career. Na hii mambo ya piloting, mtu ana-apply kazi ama do?
Yes, you have to apply. Lazima uapply kazi.
Sasa una-apply wapi JK? Unaenda hapo kwa
unaenda, unajua companies, airlines, ziko na companies. We have different airlines na companies. So unaonanga sometimes hata KQ anatuma nini websites zao za job kama kuna, yani people apply. Una apply tu anakuchukua. It's like any other job. Unaenda kwa kampuni, you apply, unaona if they. But of course they will have to check on your hours, your licenses.
So how has it been for you? That's your mambo ya kutafuta job sasa.
It is always hard. Kutafuta, it is hard. Yani kutafuta job ni kitu ngumu sana. Ni ngumu sana. I always tell people even in career, when you're pursuing a career, me I pursued piloting with this. If I get a job as a pilot, I'm okay. If I don't get a job, I'm okay. It's something I love. After all, I'm a fly. It's my passion. So if I get a job, it's okay. If I don't get, it's okay. You know, I always tell people, you know, when you do piloting, you can fly as an instructor, the small aircrafts. You can do a lot of things kama umefanya piloting. You can be an instructor wa shule. So, one thing I always tell people, don't have usikue na nini kubwa kubwa about what you are doing. If you get a job, it's okay. If you don't get a job, it's okay. Yeah, you, especially PPL students, you can struggle kwanza kupata a private aircraft to fly. You can struggle sana kupata. Inakubidi mpaka urudi class ufanye CPL. You boost your hours mpaka CPL itoke. At least utafute job commercial.
Okay. CPL is the commercial thing.
Yes, CPL is commercial. Okay. You can be an instructor, unaweza kuwa pilot wa commercial ama private. Private jets. Unaweza fly watu wako na mandege zao. But you see that is challenging. Getting one that has.
And now, unajua watu wanasemanga, sasa msichana akisha soma, akipata kazi, ile kitu inabaki sasa ni msichana olewe sasa. Hebu tuambie umepatikana kweli ama?
Okay, I say I'm dating. Yes, I'm dating. I'm dating. I know you want a lot.
Hey guys, she's taken no.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Thank you very much. It's nice having you on the show. And thank you for sharing your life and your story with us. Thank you guys for watching this episode. I trust that Maureen's story has come out to you well. It's possible to start anywhere. Doesn't matter where God has blessed you. Whatever your dream is, you can get there. And thank you so much for watching. Kindly subscribe to our channel if you have not subscribed. And yeah, let's know if you like this video. Show us down there. And yeah, let us know if you have any comments in the comment section down there. Thank you very much. And yeah, stay tuned. We'll be having more of this on our channel on a weekly basis. God bless you.